Hey guys, Brad M73 here. Welcome to Farming Simulator 25 on the Killag map, Killag, I don't know, whatever. The Fisherman's Harvest. Wait, no, Highlands Fishing, Fisherman's Harvest. I took the weekend off. I really needed to kind of just sit, watch some football. Decompress from computer games for a little while, and actually, you know, it was so nice yesterday on Sunday, which, what is today? Today is the 29th of December 2025, and yeah, it I was I mean, it was like almost 70 degrees yesterday. I got my other car out and, you know, took it for a drive just to kind of knock all the cobwebs and mice out of it and everything. And there's no cobwebs or mice in it. But yeah, I did that and did some stuff in my garage. And one of the most important things, you know, a lot of you guys know my mother passed away at the end of 2025, just before Christmas. So it's been a little bit over a year now, and it's still, you know, it still feels recent. But I think kind of the longer, you know, the more time that goes by, the less recent it feels. But I still have like a bunch of her things, and one of the things I had was her wig. And just to kind of tell you a quick story, and one that's going to start out kind of sad, but, you know, has what I feel is a happy ending. Wait a second, where am I supposed to take all this stuff? I think I have to take one. Okay, so the cement bags go up here. One of the things that, you know, I've had of my mother's was her wig. And, you know, many of you know she had cancer, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was a little over 2 or a little over 3 years ago. She started chemotherapy, just kind of like a pill, but it was about I can't really recall exactly. I want to say it was like in November, either 2 years ago or 3 years ago, she started like the radiation treatment. Now I don't know exactly what was involved with it, because, you know, I didn't go over to her appointments or anything. And she just couldn't tolerate it. But, you know, the side effect of that, plus the I don't know, whatever kind of pills she went on after that, and treatments that she was getting through IV, caused her to lose some of her hair. Now, she kind of complained, like, you know, she was losing her hair and clumps of her hair were falling out. But then, like, she came over to my home one time, and she, you know, she would always kind of wear, you know, it was the winter time at that time, and so she would always kind of keep her, you know, toboggan or cap on, you know. She'd have like a wool cap kind of thing. And so she wouldn't take it off because she was always, you know, feeling cold. And so she took it off one time, and she's like, here's my hair. And I would say she might have lost 40% of her hair. Like, you know, it was thin. You could tell it was thin. But, you know, if she would have, you know, if she combed it and everything, you know, it would have looked okay. But she went out and she got a wig. She had a custom wig matched to her hair color. And there was kind of a time period where I didn't see her for a month or two, and she came over. She didn't have her cap on. I didn't really think anything of it, but her hair looked really good. You know, just looked like, you know, normal. And I don't even think I said anything. Because I didn't want to bring attention to it and, make her feel bad or something like that. And so, I don't know, a couple months go by and finally, wait, I do need... Yeah, we need the cement here. There we go. All right, let's strap this down. And then I think these shingles go up to the, down, because we're going south. I think this goes to the windmill. Okay, so anyway, wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. So finally, I said, "Oh, your hair looks good today," or whatever. And she's like, "That's my wig." And then I was like, "Oh, I was like, well, I didn't know you'd lost all your hair." And she said, "Well, it's just really thin. And, I wear this when I go out, and I don't want to wear like a hat or something." I totally get it. After some time, her hair started coming back, and it was growing back in, and it was really just like it was before, as far as I could tell. And I don't know, maybe part of me wanted to think that maybe she was going to get a little bit better, or maybe her medications were working. What she had isn't really something that someone ever beats, especially at her age. But my mom was a tough cookie. She had COVID right when she had that chemotherapy. And if you know anything about chemotherapy, it really knocks your immune system down to the point where, because it's also knocking the cancer cells down, so that, the poison that is essentially chemotherapy can kill the cancer cells. That's the problem I have with chemotherapy, is that the chemo is a poison, and it kills you as much as it kills the cancer. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this. There was, I used to have a kid that would watch all my videos, and actually his YouTube name, I think, was literally Cancer Boy. And I think about him from time to time, and I haven't seen him post any comments in a very long time. And I just, he always used to comment on my videos about, how much he loved my videos, and that always meant so much to me. Like, it's hard to come out and just acknowledge that sometimes, but it really did. It really made me feel like $1,000,000, because he would say, some days I get, really down. I don't really remember exactly off the top of my head what he would write, but, just that I could kind of help, that I could help kind of cheer him up in some way, I guess, and kind of keep his spirits up. I don't know what it's like to go through something like that. And, I hope I never do, and I hope none of us ever do. But, that's just the way things are, and that's the life that I guess we all must live. But anyway, I think about that kid, and I just, I hope that he hasn't moved on, and I hope he's still out there somewhere doing great. And that's just what I hope. So, Cancer Boy, if you're out there somewhere, and if you ever hear if you get this message, definitely say hi, because I miss you and I think about you. And when my mom was going through what she was going through, I was thinking about you and what you're, you everything that you'd gone through. So I just wanted to kind of talk, say that. But here I'm like on the map. I'm like getting all deep. But, after mom passed, I had to, I was alone. I'm an only child. And, I did have the help of some of my cousins who, it's like, I can't even, they would come down to help me, and we'd be like, hey, let's go out and get something to eat. And I'm, every time I'm like, wherever you guys want to go, let's go there. And we would go there, and then I'd be like, I'm paying the bills. Like, what, because it's like, it's not like they live right next door. They've got a haul to come down to help, and a pretty long drive to go back, and you just can't. It's like my treat. I just think I feel that that's the least I could do to thank them for everything that they did to help me out. But I've had to box a lot of things up, and I've got a bunch of stuff down in my garage, and in the loft in my garage, and in my living room, and in my hallway, and it's kind of, I kind of feel like it's really hard to look through that stuff. And one of the things that I had of my mom's was her wig. And she would keep it in a box, which is, the box that that it came in, I guess. She took very good care of it. And it's, since it's a custom wig, it was very expensive. It's not like a show quality. It looked like real hair, and it was matched to her hair color. And so when I would open that box, in a morbid way, it was like looking at my mom's head in a box. I don't know. I don't know why my mind thinks of that way. I know that it was just a wig, but it was kind of, it was hard to do. And I wasn't like overly disturbed about it, but it was just kind of weird. And so I didn't want to just throw it away. I wanted to find somebody who could use it, and that it was meaningful for them to receive it. And I put it up on Facebook Marketplace with that message, like, I'm looking for somebody who can use this, if they're going through their own battles with cancer, or, and it could be for a variety of reasons. But I didn't want it to be just this would be the perfect Halloween gift. We could paint it green and purple, and, I didn't want it to be for something like that. And when you put stuff up on Facebook Marketplace, or at least when I did, I would get a lot of, how much is it worth? I don't know. I just got the feeling from a lot of the people. Well, I think there were like 3 people that asked about it. It just felt like, they wanted it. One lady I know wanted it for like a Halloween kind of thing. I don't know. I can't recall exactly why I thought that, but I'm pretty convinced that that's why she wanted it. And then there were some other people. I think the other 2, because somebody asked how much, I had paid for it originally and kind of made comments like, well, oh, those are really expensive. And you know, wigs are, I mean, she's correct. They are expensive, you know, especially a custom made one. But, you know, it was like silver haired wig. And, you know, this lady looked like she was maybe 30. And so it didn't really look like something that would match her hair or her style. And I don't know, it didn't feel right. Whatever the reason I had for not moving forward with giving it to those people, just something didn't feel right. And I said, I'm going to wait, you know, and I guess I'll revisit this late, you know, at some other time, which is what I did. And so I was like, I have a different group, Facebook group that I'm in, that's just kind of like my own neighborhood. And I thought, you know, I'm going to maybe offer it up to somebody in my neighborhood. That way I can go and meet them and, you know, maybe I'll see them walking their dog or, you know, see them out somewhere and I can wave to them. And I can see that, you know, that it's a meaningful contribution to somebody. And, you know, by increasing their quality of life or their confidence, by helping them out and giving them a wig. And I really felt like, you know, if I find the right person, that it'll make me feel better. My mom would probably be happy with my choice. And anyway, so that's what I did. And I actually found somebody just yesterday on Sunday. And so I took it over to her and we sat and we talked about the issues that she was having, which I won't go into. And I just felt like it was a good fit. And that really made me feel good yesterday. And it's kind of like it's like, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm throwing my mom's life away or giving, like one of the things, if I think back to my dad, well, it's been over 10 years ago that he's been gone, which is hard to believe. But a few years before that, when I was trying to help him clean up his house, you know, there were a lot of things that needed to be thrown away. Because he had some cats that just urinated on everything, and it was just an awful situation. And, you know, I'm throwing all this stuff away, and one of the things that always bothered me about that situation was my dad telling me, you know, you're throwing my life away. And I'm like, you know, my thought was, I'm not throwing your life away. I'm trying to increase your quality of life by throwing all these things away that, you know, are destroying his lungs, or, you know, there's just what is it called when people are around cats and cat waste? It's like a neurological or psychological kind of a thing. I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head. But, you know, Dad's eyesight was also really bad at the time. And then, you know, I did finally get him to go to the eye doctor when he, like, ran off the road in the rainstorm with me in the car. And I wasn't happy about that at all. And then on top of that, there was like a police officer literally right there. So got to pull us over, and you know, Dad just couldn't see the turn in because the car's coming at us and the rain reflecting off the street and everything. So anyway, I got to drive Dad back to my home, and then Dad had to drive all the way back to his, which I was kind of nervous about, but you know, he made it. But you know, Dad would always say, you know, you're throwing my life away. And, you know, I didn't see it that way. My desire was trying to kind of clean things up for him so that he felt like he had a life, right? And with mom, I kind of, I don't feel like I'm throwing her life away. There's things that I want to save to celebrate her life, but then there's things that are useful, like she had some really great pots and pans and, things like that. Which, I can use. I was thinking about buying some Hexclad, and I'm like, I don't know if I need a Hexclad anymore. But then there's a lot of things that mom had that aren't my style or anything at all. But it's like these things have value, and I don't want to just throw them away, and I don't want to give them away to like a charity, because I've given so much of her stuff away to charity already. It's not even funny. I'd say probably 90% of what she had I've given away to charity. So I'm kind of down to like the last bit of stuff that, it's very, very difficult to part with. And that wig was one of those things. So it's like if I give something away to somebody, I want it to be meaningful. I want it to mean something to that person. I want it to have a tangible benefit to them in some way. Even if it's something small. I was talking with my neighbor yesterday as well, another lady, and because I was down in my garage, working away and kind of trying to go through some things to see if there's anything I could sort out. And I was just like, I got so much of this stuff. I got this, I got that, and I'm like, oh, here are these 2 bottles of perfume. And I'm like, would you, I was like, I'm never going to use it. It's like women's perfume. Of course, in this day and age, you never know. But no, I was like, hey, if you would like them, I would be, they're all yours. You're more than welcome to them. And it's, just 2 small things that, is that's out of my hands. It's kind of, so it's kind of bit by bit, I'm trying to kind of get through this stuff, and it's hard. It really is hard. It's harder than you really think so. And if you lose a parent, and many of you probably have, and there's many of you that probably haven't, and to those of you who have, you probably understand a bit of what I'm talking about. And to those of you who haven't, there's not really a word or any words to explain the feelings, the emotions, and things like that. It's like you kind of have to live through it. I've had friends lose parents. I've had cousins, aunts or uncles pass on. And you just kind of like, oh, it's part of life. And then, like, when my dad died back in December 2015, there's just no... There's no words to express it. There's not like sentences that I can string together coherently, I think, that would make it make any sense. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's like, if I'm driving down the road and I see something... Ooh, wait a second. I wonder how many more wood planks I can sell here. says 27% damage. I can't remember what the max was for long planks here. Do you guys remember? Was it 40,000? I feel like running back over and getting some more, just to be able to sell some more and pay down my, I don't know, pay down whatever I'm going to pay down. It's like if if you see something in the newspaper and it was a topic that maybe you and your parent, I say newspaper, you see something on the news, on TV or on Facebook or on wherever, but it's like over a topic that you had an interest with one of your parents. And, oh, is this all spinach? Baling, I forgot about this. Okay. Square bales. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to set him back here and then I'll kind of continue my thoughts. What? We are out of wood? Oh no. How the heck am I? Wow. But it's kind of like that. It's like you just want to call them up on the phone and be like, "Hey, I saw this or that," and share your enthusiasm with them and talk about it and then catch up on what have you done the last couple days and just stuff like that. But you can't. You can't do it, and you can never do it again for as long as you live. And I'm one of those people that I'm kind of agnostic to religion, and it's like I would say I have basic Judeo-Christian beliefs, and I try to be a good person as much as I can, and but at the same time, I wish that there was some kind of evidence beyond what we know and understand about if there's anything else that comes after life. And there's just not. And, so there's the part of me that hopes that one day that I can reunite with my father and sit down and have a beer in heaven or wherever we end up beyond this life. And then there's the part of me who doesn't know and that, says, my dad might be gone for good. And I'm the only thing that's left. And that's kind of the tough part. But anyway, it's just the finality of it. No one can really ever prepare you for. Well, I didn't think I was going to blast through all that wood so fast. I thought I must have thought I had more than I had. But you know, it meant a lot for me to find somebody to give my mom's wig to, and I hope Mom's smiling down upon me for it. And the ladies seem really nice. And oh no. I think there's a tree right here. But regardless, I felt good about my decision, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. So yeah. All right. All right, let's get back to the farm. But yeah, I you know, that just, it made me feel good, because, you know, I didn't really have a Christmas this year. You know, a lot of my family were out of town, or, you know, kind of doing things with their own kids or whatever, and I don't know, it just, ever since COVID, you know, nobody's really gotten together to do Christmas things. And I really wish we did. But we don't. All right, let's start looking for vehicles, because you know how much I love running into vehicles. I think we're going to be okay. Could I ever go up and check the grass field? Wow, that was 7,333. All right. All right, so now I'm going to go over, we're going to get the baler. And oh, it's at 24. Okay. I don't think I can empty this baler, can I? Nope. Now here's one thing I can try. Yeah, not even close. So this is almost there. I think. Oops. You know what? This would work. Wait. Oh, dude, we're almost on it. No. Nope. So 80 is the correct. Is it? No, even it's going to be a little bit off. Well, I guess I just better start working. I mean, it's so close. So close, yet so far. And the angle for all the angle's just off. Well, thanks for listening to my big, long, drawn-out story. I know, it's kind of tough to listen to that kind of stuff, but, to me, it had a happy ending. And, that's kind of the way... I guess it's kind of the way that I deal with the pain of the entire situation. I'll sit back up closer to my mic. It's just kind of the way you kind of have to deal with it. I've been having dreams lately that my mom's still alive, and I think it was a few days before Christmas. I might have mentioned this in the last episode or one of the recent episodes of Farming Sim, and I don't know, maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just talking to somebody about it. But I had this dream that my mom was alive and that she had gotten better, and then you wake up and you realize it was just a dream, and it just sucks. I don't know, just really weird. Really weird to wake up sometimes. I mean, not that it's weird to wake up. Like, I don't want to wake up. Sounds terrible. It's like to have a dream and then to wake up and then have the realization that, oh, it's only a dream. It's only a dream. I don't know. Is that a song? Probably not. I don't know. It might be. I guess I can just turn this off, eh? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So I called over, yeah, I might have mentioned it before, but I've been thinking about the possibility of going back and getting my pilot's license. Well, I still have my pilot's license. I just have to redo all my currencies and everything. And I've thought about going back and actually getting all my licenses current again, and I might actually do that this year. I might actually go and do that. I don't know. We'll see. But I called the airport on Friday, and of course everybody's out for the holidays. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm an idiot for calling. No, I might actually go over. Well, I'll probably call and get some more information. As far as, probably what I need, because I know that I'm going to need recurrent training. I think I'll probably do pretty well on the flight portion. I mean, I'm definitely going to be rusty, but I think I'll probably do better than, I don't know. I got a feeling that I'm going to do all right. Like, I still have a lot of memories as far as like power settings and this and that. Trend, you know, everything that I, you know, it's like riding a bike. You kind of never forget, even though, you know, you get out of practice a little bit. But I just kind of feel like, you know, I miss it. I miss flying, and I just... I don't know. I kind of feel like it's time. Does that make sense? Then I'll go buy me a jet plane, and no, I'm just kidding. Jets are freaking expensive, and they're expensive to maintain. I ain't got that kind of money. Sorry, guys. Oh, we'll leave that on. Lift that up. Oh, that doesn't affect the speed. Turning this off does slightly. Of course, it has to be up and down the field like this. Well, we're at 30%. I'm probably never... Yeah, I'm not going to get this done in this episode, because we've been going for like 46 minutes already. Let's go chop some trees down. Man, there's a bunch of trees. And then what I'll probably do is just hire the worker to drag it back. Are there any... Oh, there's one right up through there. Alright, so what I'm going to do here... I think I can probably latch onto it there. Yep. Alright, so let's just head off. Remember, there's like a big ditch down here. I don't want to... Alright, so now I'm going to go, boom, set destination, and I'm going to set it like right about there. Alright, continuing on. Do-do-do. All right, 37, 38%. Oh, look, he's going up through the woods. Why? I'm going to have to take over. I just got a feeling that I'm going to have to take over. You son of a gun. Yeah, go fart on a biscuit. I'm only doing this because I'm not sure which direction he was going to go, and I didn't want the trees to possibly damage my crop. I got a comment the other day saying to increase my time to like 15 and to buy more fields and not do so many jobs, and I would make money faster that way. Not with a $2 million loan. No, I mean, I have so much loan interest. You know, you're probably losing about $100,000 a year. And so I'm trying to pay down the loan. The other thing, too, holy cow. Did you see how much wood we went through already? All right. Gonna go boom, set his destination back here. The other thing I need to look at, oh yeah, we had, I don't know if these are going to be worth doing or not. Field 47. Oh, over there. 9 and 30. And it's all the same. It looks like it's all... Was it spinach? Oh my gosh, look at all that we have to do. There's my bro. Come on, Giants, just use AI, like just chat GPT, the driving AI, please. Well, we're almost halfway done. There's 50%. Actually, these are the two longest rows we've got. Once we're done with these two, it's kind of like they get shorter and shorter. And they're kind of consistent, but they're going to be a lot shorter, so that's something. I'm gonna have to figure out where my last couple of trees are. I think there's two more. I know there's one over here somewhere. Oh, it's here and right there. Those are gonna be the last two for sure. All right. I should have the JCB fast track take more wood up, like more planks up to the castle. I'm gonna do a test here. Oh no! Well, that was dumb. I just wanted to see if I could get the tree. Oh, the trees don't do anything to really take out your crop. Maybe. probably like take out all my bales. Okay, now I can just drive up here. We'll be done with that contract. Ouch. So we're up to 17.5. Man, I'm gonna have to do more of those jobs if I want. Like more of the tree jobs. So I guess I can complete that, get her $1,500. $58. Do 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 do. I wonder if we'll get any farm. It's like in the exact same spot. I feel like I should borrow these items and kind of get him working. Let's do that, right? Meow. No. Field work. Start job. Heizo truck. Isn't Heise? Doesn't that mean hot in German? Heizo truck? It's kind of like half German, half English. Heis? Heis is, I think, how you say that. I think my German is rather rusty. All right, I'm just gonna have him go there. And let's get back on this. I'm gonna check my. We can go about another 10 minutes or so. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. I was checking the weather on my phone. You know, they were saying, like, we're tornado this, tornado that last night. Apparently we had a thunderstorm last night, and it must not have been anything of note because I went to bed really early. I've been going to bed, like, a lot earlier and getting up, like, early in the morning, like 7, 8 in the morning. I'm actually feeling better. Like, I feel like I'm actually getting, like, a full night's rest. And I'm getting a lot more done during the day. And, you know, before I was staying up till, like, midnight or 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. And, yeah, now I'm just... Yeah, not at all. None of that now. I haven't done that since before Christmas. And like I said, I've just been kind of feeling better during the day and, you know, just getting a lot done. I'm going to have to start doing my taxes here pretty soon. So that's always fun. Not. Great demand! For what? What's the great demand for? Let's see what the great demand is for. And you know, it doesn't show us here, so we have to go down for peas. So there's a great demand for peas. I don't have any peas. Yeah, no peas. I'll tell you what, I think we've only got 25% left to go. It's not going to take us too long to do this. So I'm going to finish this field up for sure before I go. How's that sound? My hired workers both look stuck. What is going on with him? I'm glad I checked. 81. Okay, looks like they're getting down to field 47. Yeah, I was looking at my weather out there a few minutes ago. Yeah, like, you know, yesterday was so nice. It was like 69, might have even been 70 degrees in some places. But it was so nice yesterday, and you know, I was kind of working in my garage. I think I was mentioning that before, and kind of running around, going to the grocery store, doing this, doing that. Because today they were like, you know, it was going to be 15 degrees by this morning. I don't think it ever got down to 15 degrees. It might have gotten down to like 22, 23 degrees, and then it was up, you know, around 30. I was just outside though before I came in to record, because I wanted to take some garbage out, and it was windy. Yeah, it's like 20 degrees right now. So tonight I think is going to be the coldest night this week. But yeah, I was looking at that. But I heard Michigan got a big old blizzard. You know, everybody's talking about Michigan's getting all these blizzards, and I thought maybe that was going to head down this way, but it doesn't really look like it. I mean, there are some snow flurries. Matter of fact, when I was taking the garbage out, I could see some flakes in the air, but it wasn't, you know, even remotely, you know, you'd see one here and there, but not like an actual snowfall event of any accumulation whatsoever. Now, sometime earlier today, it must have been coming down, because I did see some snow on my deck, like just a kind of like a, not even a dusting, just a couple spots, you know, around the planters and stuff where you could see some of the snow that had accumulated there. But it was just very, very light, nothing even to really get worried about. All right, 91%, we're almost done. Now, I wonder if it's going to let me keep what's in the baler, or if it's going to make me eject it. Because I think I just have to bale it, and nothing more. Well, this didn't really take as long as I thought it would. Look at all the bales. I love seeing bales in the field like that. Like, you know, like in the summertime, like in June and July, when the farmers are out baling their straw and they're baling they're harvesting their wheat, or they're, you know, cutting their hay, grass and stuff. You know, you see the bales out in the field, and it just kind of reminds me of when I used to help my cousins bale straw and bale hay in the summers. Boy, that was some work there. $98. $99. All right, there's the contract finished. Well, actually, I don't think it's gonna... Oh, it does. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna collect this. That's a chunk, and it... Yeah. Change bail, yeah, unload baler right there. All right, so let's head back up to the farm. Look at that, we're up to 67,000 again. Oh, I should have opened up this gate. I should have driven it down to at least drop the bale off, but oh well. Saving my computer. Whoops. Let's see. Let's see how that other contract is doing. Oh my gosh, he's not even done with the first headland yet. See, this this just takes a long time. Come on. What the heck is this? Like the dance of the butterflies or something? No, I'm in the trees. What is he doing? All right, and he's just kind of sitting here waiting to offload. All right, well, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. Again, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me and listening to all my stories and goofiness as I work my way here through the simulator of farming 25, which is, I'm really loving this game. All right, we've got the roof shingles going there. Let's just check the castle. So just a little over 100 cement bags used here. Once we fast forward time, that's all going to change. But I definitely need to get onto getting some wood to have wood, right? I need to get wood to have it. Now we've got to cut some trees down in order to get the sawmill here restocked. Probably need a good 40 to 50,000. So yeah, we need to run some more wood jobs. Sorry guys, I know it's painful to watch. Also, before I go, let's. Oh man. Get it down below 2 million, I kind of feel like I'm getting somewhere. All right. No, I don't want to jump up there. Get tetanus. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you once again for hanging out with me. I know I said it. I'll say it again. Always appreciate you guys. This has been Farming Simulator 25 on the Highlands Fishing DLC map, Kinleg, or Kinlog, however you say it. And I'm Bradham73. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.